Well, they wouldn't come up here the next year.
Field where the West Washington Senators are set to take on Rock Creek Academy in a non-conference matchup, a matchup that you might have not even seen on the schedule if you'd been looking at the schedule, but as circumstances have it, Rock Creek is here, and we are ready for live football action here in just a few minutes. Homecoming tonight, so we've got that out of the way. We'll be sharing with you the homecoming court here in just a few minutes, and as always, maybe not as always, as I've been out the last 2 weeks, but as of this week, joining me is Coach Darren Russell.
Hey, welcome back, Matthew. We missed you. Yeah, I'm sure the listeners missed you because, I mean, it was kind of the Darren and Tom comedy hour probably, but definitely good to have you back, and as you said, Rock Creek was not on the schedule. I think we were supposed to play Bowman Academy, which is up around Gary, and they got to looking at the schedule, and there was a school up around Gary that was playing Rock Creek tonight, and the two northern schools were 30 miles apart from each other, so it only made sense. Instead of, driving 4 hours, let's just have those two play, and then us and Rock Creek play. And, I mean, this is a potential sectional opponent, so, it's benefits everybody.
Yeah, I think it was, once I heard how the change come about, I think it makes a lot of good sense, yeah. And I'm glad it worked out because, again, it's best for all teams involved. Rock Creek comes in here tonight 2-5. They had a big win over Jasonville earlier in the year, 67-0, and they beat Lexington Cyree from Kentucky 13-6. Other than that, they've been winless. And some of the losses have come at a substantial margin. And I think West Washington's looking to just execute their offense tonight, execute their defense, each individual player do their job, and looking to bring home a win.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, especially this time of year, sectional draws on Sunday, 2 weeks sectional starts, and this time of year you want to try and correct some of those silly mistakes. And what I'm looking for tonight is, it seems like we've talked all year long about the youth of this team, and not inexperienced, but just basically the youth. And they've had a tendency when we are playing a lesser opponent, they may overlook them, or maybe not take them quite as seriously as they do some of the known opponents that they know are good, and they've got to bring their A game. So I'm looking to see how we are mentally tonight. Do we come out focused? Because I think last week we played pretty well. I mean, Perry Central is no slouch, and for us to find a way to get a block on that extra point, was huge. And we've gotten better week by week, and hopefully tonight we can put 48 minutes together.
Yeah, Rock Creek is set to receive the kickoff, it appears, and we're. I'm sorry, I misrecorded it. Rock Creek's going to defer, and it looks like West Washington's going to receive the opening kickoff. And we are going to be set. West Washington's going to be, I better hold on. Since I seen the first call wrong, I might get this one wrong. Again, a little rusty with being off a couple weeks, but nonetheless, we are close. To run down the homecoming real quick, heartthrob this year is old Mikey Nichols. Congratulations to Mikey. Sweetheart is Ryan Russell. I think, Darren, you know Ryan, don't you?
I've heard her name a few times, seen her a couple times around.
First runner. Yeah, I think, doesn't she play basketball or something?
I think she does. I mean, every now and then.
She's a great player. First runner-up is Zoe Kale. The king is Landon Blevins this year. And the homecoming queen this year is Emma Miller. So congratulations to our homecoming court.
Millers are keeping it in the family. I believe Emma's older sister, Cora, who also played basketball for me last year, was the queen last year.
Bobby Stevens back deep to catch it for the West Washington Senators. Bobby coming into this game with 1,411 yards rushing on 162 carries. And the kick is going to be short, and it's going to be fielded there by Mikey Nichols. He's going to fumble the ball. It's going to go forward, but it's going to be recovered there by number 51. That's big Jake Phillips, and West Washington's going to take over 1st and 10 at the 41. Mikey made a good cut into the center of the field. The defender just got a hold of the football. Literally got his arm around the football and spun that thing out of there. But West Washington was fortunate enough to recover it, and they're going to move it back to the 40, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
Yeah, and it looks like Rock Creek's coming out in a 4-3.
And it looks like they're going to bring some pressure. Handoff goes to Bobby Stevens. No, it's a reverse. That is
Harrison Sanford.
That's Harrison Sanford on the carry. Great fake by the West Washington Senators. Harrison's going to get all the way down to the 49-yard line, pick up a 9, but there's a flag on the play, and it's going to be holding on West Washington. It's going to come back. One of those plays there where number 3, Harrison Sanford, just kind of cruised because no one knew he had the ball. I think he was playing kind of incognito and was able to get 9 yards for anyone really even knew he had the football.
Yeah, and I mean, Chase Farmer had this end sealed over here on the near side pretty well too.
But with the holding penalty, it's going to go back to the 28-yard line. Going to bring up it's going to be a 22, first and 22 for the West Washington Senators. Bowsman looks at the sideline. Bob in the backfield with him. West Washington's operating from our right to our left, heading towards the scoreboard. And Bowsman's going to take a snap, going to roll to his right. He throws it out, and it's going to be caught there by Farmer out in the flats. Going to be fighting for yards forward to the 35-yard line. Pickup of about 7. Good throw, good catch there by West Washington. Good fundamental play. Good to see Bowsman moving out of the pocket, throwing on the run. All that looked good for a 7-yard pickup.
You know, look down there and see big number 71 on Rock Creek's defensive line, 6'3", 343. And they've got another guy, 6'4", 411. So it may be hard to run up the middle this week.
Yeah, those are some big boys right there. Bobby Stevens on a carry. He's got a block, and he's loose. He's across the 50. He's across the 40. He's got one man to beat. He's at the 20, 10, 5. He's going in for a touchdown, 65-yard touchdown, number 6, Bobby Stevens.
And I think that may be a theme tonight. Every time Bobby touches it, he may be gone. For me, back like watching him in junior high.
He had a couple good blocks there at the line of scrimmage, and again, you give him those holes like that. I mean, he went untouched, and that may very well be a theme for the night.
And it looks like we are going to attempt our first kick in the last few weeks. We've gone for 2 about the last 2 weeks every time.
Bowsman on the hold, Joe to kick, and there's a flag. Kick is up. It looked good, but it's not going to be able to be. See what the call is.
It's offside.
Encroachment on Rock Creek. So let's see what West Washington wants to do now.
Philip said we're going to decline it.
Going to decline it, kick it again. Throws in a new ball. And because Joe got a hold of it, he kicked it all the way to the scoreboard. And the guys in stripes wasn't going to go after it, I guess. So they asked for another ball from the sideline, and now it's in, and Joe the Toe's going to try again. Kick is up. It looks good from here. Right through the center, Joe the Toe, very consistent. Got 2 balls laying right next to each other. 10:55 left in the first quarter. It's West Washington 7, Rock Creek 0. We're going to step away, hear a word from our sponsors. We thank you for listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 a.m.
Whether your old golf injury has flared up, or you overdid it when landscaping, or that summer barbecue left you with a terrible case of heartburn that just won't quit, Baptist Health Medical Group Family Medicine in Salem has the expertise to get you back to doing what you love most. With convenient walk-in appointments available, our providers are focused on exceptional care. Schedule an appointment today by calling 812-883-5501. Baptist Health, healthcare that's centered on you.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field where the West Washington Senators start off their first drive on I guess it'd be considered a 3-play, 60-yard drive, but with the penalty, it ended with a 65-yard touchdown by Bobby Stevens. They lead at 7-0. And I don't know if you guys out there are listening. I get feedback on my headphones. I wonder if it's on your end. If it is, let us know. And
he said it. Craig says it's not.
Okay. I'm getting clear up here on the other mic, so it may just be ours, and I'm okay with it as long as it's not getting to you guys. Big kick by Joe. It's going to be fielded there by at the 10-yard line by number 6. That is Caleb Rotenberger. Clarification, that was number 5 on the carry. That's Jonathan Browning Sloan. I'll just leave it at that. I think I got it wrong for the 3rd time, but no one listening knows that I got it wrong twice, except that I just told you.
You don't point it out.
The rust is coming off quick, folks. 10:52 left here in this first quarter, and West Washington leads at 7-0. Rock Creek goes under center. Number 6, Rottenberger under center. 2 backs in the backfield. They cross it up, and out of the pro set, it looked like Kendrick Payton on the carry. Number 2, he's going to get forward for about a yard gain. and it was number 2, Kendrick Payton. He's 5'7", 208, freshman, a real good size running back. He kind of makes it slow back to the huddle, and you think about some of the games that these guys have played in, and taking nothing away from them individually. As a team, they might not be the most talented team, but if you think about it, these kids are going to be pretty special to put their hand in the dirt each and every play and give it all they got.
I mean, the mental toughness, that comes with that, and what these kids are learning from that, the adversity. As you said, it takes a special person to go out there and do that and know that you're going to struggle.
Yeah.
I think I was reading where Rock Creek was supposed to have this week off. They were supposed to play Trinity Lutheran, who had to drop their football program for recruiting violations. And instead of Rock Creek taking the week off, they were willing to play West Washington.
And like we say, so many lessons you can learn from sports, and although they might not be getting W's in the column during the football season, these are lessons you'll carry the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Number 5 on the carry, he's going to try the defensive left-hand side, and big number 70 cuts it off. That is Trenton Binskin, and they're going to drop number 5. That is Browning Sloan for a loss. He's going to lose 4. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 13. Ball is back on the 24-yard line. 9:50 left in the first quarter. West Washington leads it 7-0. Rock Creek comes to the line of scrimmage. Got a wide receiver each side of the football. Under center, pro form set. That's 2 split backs about 4 yards behind the quarterback. Quarterback fakes a handoff, drops straight back, gets some pressure, and it's intended for number 21 out in the flats. That's Corrales, 6'1", 190 junior. It's going to go through his hands, fall incomplete, and probably brings up a punting situation for Rock Creek Academy.
Yeah, I would think so. It'd be interesting to see if we drop anybody here. This might be a game that's a good opportunity because we've not done a real good job this year as far as fielding punts. It's something that's going to be valuable. And
we don't look like we're going to have anybody back here. Quarterback Rottenberger is going to kick it away and almost blocked there by Caleb Murphy, and it's going to be land there at the Rock Creek 44. It's going to go forward. It actually goes backwards, but it's because the Rock Creek guy just threw it back there, and they're going to kneel it, or they're going to call it down at the 50-yard line where West Washington will take over 1st and 10. 9:30 left here in the first quarter. West Washington starting their 2nd drive of the quarter. And it's going to actually get spotted forward to the Rock Creek 49 where West Washington take over 1st and 10. 2 wide outs, far side of the field. Bobby Stevens next to Bousman. Bousman fakes a handoff, rolls to his right, looks out in the flats, wide open. Number 5, Armstrong. He's loose. He's at the 30. He's at the 20, and finally thrown down about the 17-yard line. That's going to be a 32-yard gain by number 5, Mason Armstrong. Great play call by the West Washington Senators.
And that's a play we ran earlier, or a couple of weeks ago. I don't think you were here for a 2-point conversion against Paoli. And, a very, very well executed play. And
Mason plays that H-back. He sits about a yard behind our guard tackle. And again, very good position to slip out in the flats just like they did. And he looked the ball all the way in and got forward and some good positive yards. Quick slant, number 4, Farmer's got it. He's going to go down at the 10. He's going to gain about 10 yards. The ball was spotted at the 20, and it's going to be really close to a 1st down, and they're going to give it to him. Gain of 10 for the West Washington Senators. I thought that previous play from Armstrong went down inside the 20, but it was on the far side, and again, with the rust, I missed it by a couple yards.
You're throwing my stats off because I'm counting on you.
I try to keep them close, but Mason got a couple extra yards extra there.
We'll take it off at some point.
3 backs in the backfield. Now we give it to Pate. Pate running hard right up the center, and he's going to be hit at the 5. He's going to drag some guys all the way down inside the 5 to the 1-yard line. He's going to gain 9 yards, going to bring up a 2nd down and goal from the 1. Good hard run, I tell you. Hunter Pate's just a football player. Mm-hmm. You could see Hunter Pate walk down the hallway in street clothes, and you'd say, "Oh, I bet he plays football."
Exactly.
One of those guys, and he knows how to play the game. Going to give it to Armstrong. Armstrong looking for some room, lowers his shoulder, runs over a guy, gets in the end zone, touchdown, Mason Armstrong. 8:01 left here in the first quarter. Good hard run there by Mason. And Joe comes in and kick it for the Senators. Again, good time to get this work in. As we know, in the sectional play, it could come down to one of these very easily.
Definitely.
Good snap, good hold. It's right down the center again. Joe the Toe is 3 for 3. It's 8:01 left now here in the first quarter. It's West Washington 14, Rock Creek Academy 0. We're going to hear from our sponsors. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 1220 AM.
The new menu is here at El Camino's in Salem. Stop in for lunch specials during the week from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. starting at $6.95 and get their all-famous and freshly prepared fajitas for only $8.95. Try their new breakfast burritos, the Mexicano, the Ranchero, and the Bigfoot, filled with black beans, rice, cheese, and scrambled eggs, bacon, and chorizo. Plus, find lots of new surprises in the dinner menu. Come by today for lunch or dinner at 403 Main Street in Salem or call for takeout today at 812-586-0199.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, Joe Traxler set to kick it away for the West Washington Senators. Been kicking the ball very well so far. We'll see what he can do. Back deep for the Rock Creek is, it looks like, number 3, Josh Muhammad.
Nice kick.
And it's going to be fielded at the 8-yard line, right up the middle. That is number 5. That is
he's still going.
Browning Sloan, and he broke a tackle there at the initial point of contact. Was at the 20-yard line. Stays on his feet, gets across the 35. He's going to go down to the 37-yard line, and he picked up almost 30 yards on that return.
Yes, he did.
Running hard is number 5, Browning Sloan, 6 foot 178. He's a junior running back, and he's been in the backfield each play. With him comes number 2, Kendrick Payton. Under center is number 6, Rottenberger. One wide receiver each side of the football, and they're going to give it to
number 2, I think.
That's Payton, number 2, and he's going to push a pile forward, drive his feet, going to pick up 5 yards, bring the ball up to the 42-yard line.
5'7", 208 freshman. Kid's got good size, so you can see why he's moving the pile.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, to see a 200-pound running back in high school 25 years ago was a
it was just, I know.
Bobby's
over 200.
Right. I mean, it was few and far between with a 200-pound running back, and it's just kind of nature of the beast anymore.
Exactly. 200's nothing.
Pro set for Rock Creek. Going to throw a screen out here to Peyton, and he's got a lot of guys to make miss, and he did a good job. Made a couple guys miss, but now it's a gang tackle. He's going to go all the way back to the 32-yard line. He's going to lose about 10. And that'll bring up 3rd down now and 6.
That's what Mason was the first one there, and he kind of juked him, and got around him and then kept the juking and jiving and just kept going back.
Well, that's why you team tackle is because, a player with skill can usually make one guy miss, but if you get 3 or 4 coming at him, it should do the deal. Pro formation set behind the quarterback. Rottenberger got a wide receiver each side of the football. He's going to drop straight back, throw it out there, and it's going to be picked off. It's number 3. Number 3, Harrison Sanford, and he's on his feet, and he's going to come down to the 27-yard line, and West Washington's going to take over 1st and 10. And man, there was some big crackback blocks.
Well,
no, I wouldn't call them crackback blocks. They were just big blocks where as soon as, and that's football, as soon as that turnover, our linemen then turn into, our defensive linemen turn into offensive linemen immediately, and there was a few decleaters along the way.
What I liked about that was, that was textbook by Harrison. You tell your DBs that you want to catch it at the highest point, and that's exactly what Harrison did.
Bobby Stevens up the middle, got a lot of room. He cuts it back. Now he's against the grain. He's going to go in for a touchdown, 28-yard touchdown. Bobby Stevens, very good vision. I tell you, he could have stayed left and seen if he could have beat him to the outside. But as soon as you see that cutback lane, it is all over. He's seen it, and cutback went in untouched for another touchdown. 2nd of the night for Bobby Stevens.
2 touches, 2 touchdowns. It's junior high.
It is 6:05 left in the first quarter. Joe the Toe, although this will be his third official attempt. He made one before that. And can Joe go 4 in a row? And he does. Joe Trageser goes in for another extra point, and with 6:05 left in the first quarter now, it's West Washington 21, Rock Creek Academy 0. We're going to step away here. Another word from our sponsors. You listen to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 a.m.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. We have a local team of professionals who are able to care for you in your home. Home care speeds the recovery process and allows a person to heal in their own home. Hospice offers symptom management to those facing the last stages of life. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions you have regarding home health care or hospice.
Stain, soil, and static shock. And of course, it's fully warranted by DuPont. So fold up the lawn chair and put the sunscreen away. This carpet sale is too hot to miss. Hurry in before the sun goes down on our very hot summer kickoff sale. It's all happening right now at Billy Martin Store, your authorized Mohawk carpet dealer. We offer free estimates, professional installation, and financing is available. Billy Martin Store is located 5 miles south of Beacon on Highway 335 in the heart of downtown Martinsburg. Or feel free to give us a call at 967-3997, and we'll be glad to help you.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field where the West Washington Senators set to kick it away. Joe drives a kick deep into the Rock Creek territory. It's going to hit off the pylon and go out of bounds, which that's going to be a touchback. Rock Creek's going to take over 1st and 10. Looking at some pictures, and maybe they're online, maybe they're not, but we got some new artwork in the center of the field. I think they call that the angry
Senator Sam.
Senator Sam, and Misty Jones done an amazing job on that for the center of the field emblem. And these pictures are just, they almost look fake. They look so good. Rottenberger under center. He's going to quick throw it out here to number 23. That is a new name, Elijah Young, and he's going to break a couple tackles, but nonetheless be dropped for a loss. We're going to mark him backwards
2 yards back.
about 2 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 12. Again, just a quick throw out into the flats, and again, Mr. Young did his best to try to get positive yardage, but West Washington was there. Number 19 closed in fast. Dakota Smith on the tackle. Rottenberger goes underneath center again. Pro formation behind him, wide receiver each side of the football. Rock Creek's operating from all left to all right. Handoff goes to Kendrick Payton. He's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and stood up. Going to give him no gain on that. Brings up a 3rd and 12.
Update from the big conference game tonight. Mitchell is leading Paoli 8-7 in the first quarter.
As you know, guys, if Mitchell, as you may or may not know, if Mitchell was to beat Paoli tonight, that'll be a 3-way tie for the conference championship. That would be between us, Paoli, and Mitchell, right?
But see, Mitchell's still got to play Perry next week.
Right. So then it could go down to a tie.
Right.
Rottenberger throws the ball out here into the flats, intended for number 21, Anthony Corrales. And there's a flag on the field, and I think big number 76, Caleb Murphy's going to get a roughing the passer penalty. It was, one of those that could probably go without this week.
Yeah.
He was kind of up in the air, tried to knock the pass down, and kind of landed on the quarterback. Not a vicious type thing, but nonetheless, right. With the looking at the safety of everyone, they're going to give us a penalty. Going to move it up to the 33-yard line, where Rock Creek will take over 1st and 10. Rottenberger under center, pro formation behind him. And the handoff's going to go to 5. Browning Sloan. Browning running hard. Going to get tackled down there by number 48, Hunter Pate. But not before he gets out to the 39-yard line. Going to pick up 6 yards for 2nd down and 4. Good hard run there by Browning Sloan. Jonathan Browning Sloan is his name. He's a 6', 178 running back. Split out wide to the left is number 8, Bryson Spiffy Brown. The near side here is number 23, Elijah Young.
How do you get a nickname Spiffy?
Yeah, I bet he's fast. That's going to hand off goes to number 5, Jonathan Browning Sloan again. He's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to carry a couple West Washington players forward. Going to pick up about 3 brings up a third down now and 1. Rock Creek looking for their first down, their first down of the game.
Defensively, we're rotating a lot of guys in and out already. I've seen Trenton Binskin's been out, Charles Madden's been out, Jacob Strange has been out, so they've got a good rotation going.
Rottenberger under center, and he's going to hand it off to, that's number 5, Browning Sloan, about his 3rd carry in a row, and he hits the hole hard and fast. Enough for the Rock Creek first down. Ball goes out to the 46-yard line. He needed 1, he got 2. Coming out of the ball game for a break, that's big number 63, Bryce Brown.
So again, another kid rotating in and out.
1st and 10, Rock Creek Academy. Wide receiver each side of the football. Rottenberger under center. Pro formation. And Rottenberger's going to keep it on the option. And he's going to be hit immediately as he pulls it out of the running back's bread basket. And they're going to drop him for a 1-yard loss. Hard to say who got that tackle. There was 4 of them there. Mason Armstrong, number 70, Trenton Binskin was there. Number 48, Hunter Pate was there. And I'm not so sure number 78, Charles Madden, wasn't on the pile.
I mean, you've already mentioned it once. So that's what you got to have is a lot of guys there to converge on that tackle, especially against some of these guys that can dance around like these boys can.
2nd down and 10, no gain. They give forward progress. Rottenberger just going to keep it. He's going to look around the defensive right-hand side, and good play there by the defensive end on that side. Let's see who was in the ball game at that time.
Was it Landon Pearson?
Landon Pearson it was. He played it just right. He was involved in the tackle, but he may have not necessarily been in the tackle.
He did his job.
And again, that turns a 1-yard, that turns a play to a 1-yard gain instead of him getting the corner no matter what, not knowing what happens after that. Just good, like I said before, that we just need to focus on doing our jobs and we'll be all right. That was a good play by Landon. Same formation for Rock Creek. Rottenberger under center. He's going to go straight back, looking to throw. Now some pressure, and he's getting forward. And he's a load. He lowers his shoulder, gets across the 50, down to the 49-yard line of West Washington, into West Washington Senator territory.
I mean, usually you think of quarterbacks as being smaller, petite, more like kids, and Rottenberger is 6'1", 209.
Yeah,
so
and he lowered his shoulder. And
he initiated the contact.
Yeah, that was on the tackle was number 8. That's Glenn Rankin on the tackle. But again, the quarterback was not scared to lower his shoulder.
No.
I've got 4th down up here in the booth. It's 4th and 5. The ball's on the West Washington Senator 49-yard line, and Rottenberger's going to punt it away. Oh, now they're going to go for it. It's a fake. Going to throw it in the flat. It's going to be caught there by number 23, right at the sticks. That's Elijah Young. Great play call, and it depends on the spot. And they were going to give it to him. 1st and 10. Rock Creek Academy. That was a well-executed play there by Rock Creek.
Yes, it was.
We tend to punt with our quarterback back there, and that certainly gives you an advantage if you do decide to run a football play. Rock Creek breaks the huddle. Ball is on this near hash now. Again, they're still heading south, for operating from our left to our right. Rottenberger under center.
Probably the last play of the first quarter.
And he's going to kind of hesitate on the handoff, and it's going to go to number 5, Jonathan Browning Sloan, and he's going to get tackled down hard there by number 76.
Back to 48, it's going to be a 4-yard loss.
Caleb Murphy was there, Mason Armstrong was there, and that was just one of those miscues, and, man, they just can't have that.
No.
Loss of 4 or 5 on that. The ball's going to go back to the 48-yard line, and it's going to be the end of the first quarter. West Washington leads at 21-0. We're going to step away here at the end of this quarter and hear a word from our sponsor. We're going to come back, maybe get a stats update. We haven't heard of many stats here. We didn't have a lot of time in the pregame, and we're going to be back right after this.
At WSLM, we congratulate all local businesses, large and small, who strive to be the best at what they do. That's why we'd like to congratulate Steve Montsinger and his entire team at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for recently receiving the prestigious President's Award by the Ford Motor Company for both 2016 and 2017, an award presented to only 340 out of 5,000 Ford dealerships. Through surveys collected, customers rate dealerships on their buying experience and the dealer's commitment to their satisfaction, including after the sale. To be recognized in the top 1% and be Blue Oval certified is quite an achievement, but that's what we've come to expect for a business 80 years strong. Whether you're thinking new or pre-owned, including Ford certified pre-owned, financing rates are very attractive right now. Check out their website at EddieGilstrapMotorsInc.com for big discount coupons on service. 207 South Main Street in Salem. When you want the very best, you want Eddie Gilstrap Motors.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, Rock Creek Academy starts the second quarter. Rottenberger under center and drops back to pass. Gets a lot of pressure. Going to go over to the defensive left-hand side, lower his shoulder. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe just a little bit more. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9. Again, at the end of the run, he finishes very well. Yeah. He finishes just like a running back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with that size,
yeah,
he is.
Yes.
Basically what we would consider a fullback back in the day.
Absolutely. And he is a bigger guy, like you said, but runs really good, got good feet. 3rd down and 9. Rottenberger drops straight back.
There we got it.
And sacked there by number 76. That's Murphy. And number 70, is that
70 is Trenton Benskin.
Trenton Benskin gets the sack. They hit him back basically at the same time. Ball's going to go back to the West Washington Senator 48. That's about where they started at the
before
on his 2nd down, and so he got 6 and lost 6, and now it's 4th down and 14.
Again, they line up in punt formation, and
they're all in tight this time. So we'll see what they can try to do out in the flats, maybe. But they need 14.
Yeah.
Play clock down under 5. Rottenberger is going to kick it this time. It's a line drive kick. No one back to field it for the Senators. It's going to go inside the 10-yard line to the 9-yard line where West Washington will take over. 1st and 10. 10:28 left here in the second quarter. West Washington leads at 21-0. We got a little bit break in the action. We'll run over some stats. Bobby Stevens comes into this football game with 1,411 yards on 162 carries. The quick math on that is 8.7 yards a carry, where he's averaging just over 200 yards a game. He's a sophomore. He scored 14 touchdowns so far, but he's got 2 already tonight. Bowsman, 109 yards on 15 carries. Hunter Pate, second leading rusher with 223 yards on 46 carries. Mason Armstrong, 47 yards on 7 carries. Bowsman comes into this game 638 yards on 47 completions and on 93 passes. We handed it to Bobby Stevens on the 9-yard line, and he's still loose. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. And he's at the 10. 5. 91-yard touchdown for Bobby Stevens. Wow. I was 91 yards for the touchdown. And he will most likely come out of the game for an oxygen break during the extra point. But again, first play of the second quarter for us goes to Bobby, hits the defensive right-hand side, makes just a couple cuts. He did get touched. He did break a tackle there about 10 yards into the run. But once he got up ahead of steam, there was just no one there to touch him.
Well, I thought 23 was coming from the opposite side of the field, and it looked like he had an angle that he might be able to get him, but he couldn't.
And Joe is up, and he puts it into the stands of where our band sits. And with that, Joe is still perfect on the night. He is 4 for 4 officially, 5 for 5 with the penalty before that. So Joe, the toe, having a great night. 10:18 left now. It's 28-0.
And, you know, you mentioned the importance of that going forward. And, you know, I think a big thing right now with Joe is the confidence. And I think that's why maybe we didn't kick the previous 2 weeks, is he missed some extra points. And, you know, kickers are like everybody else. You miss, you start thinking about it. And, you know, this game there's not going to be much pressure. So if we can get his confidence up and, you know, have it sky high, because he's got a strong leg. And, you know, there's going to come a point, whether it be next week, whether it be in sectional, whether it be next year, that we're going to need him, and his ability to that 1 point could make all the difference in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just the tool in your tool bag, and if you've got it, it's worth its weight in gold. To finish up the stats with Bousman here, Bousman comes into this game 638 yards on 47 completions. He's thrown it 93 times so far this year, or just over a 50% completion rate. He's averaging 91.1 yards a game. He's got 8 touchdown throws and 4 interceptions. Receiving, the leading receiver is Sanford, 349 yards on 24 catches. And the second receiver leading receiver is a little bit surprising, but Mikey Nichols, 115 yards on 5 catches. But Strange comes in the ball game. Jacob Strange with 54 yards on 3 catches, but he also has 3 TDs.
Yeah.
Seems like good things happen when he catches the football.
Yeah, and he's not been targeted much the last couple weeks, so they may try and get him involved here in a few minutes. Update on Bobby's stats tonight: 3 carries, 183 yards.
Wow,
just a typical game.
Man, that's a good start, no doubt. That's a good game. And Rock Creek gets the ball forward to the 30-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10. 10:09 left here in the first half. It's West Washington 28, Rock Creek Academy 0. Rock Creek now operating from our right to our left, heading north towards the scoreboard. Handoff goes to number 5. That's Browning Sloan, running hard, but he's going to get met at the line of scrimmage. Going to give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Update on Paoli. Mitchell Paoli is now in the lead, 14-8. It may be a game whoever has the ball last.
I've got an update here. Salem is playing
Charlestown.
Charlestown leading 14-0 is what I've got. It didn't say as far as when it was, what the point of the game it was. Probably still in the first quarter or just started the second. Browning Sloan gets up inside our defensive end and going to get positive yards. Going to get up to the 35-yard line. Going to pick up 5, brings up a 3rd and 5. And I got a question about the single-season record, and we don't know for sure, but we think it's around the 2,400-yard mark.
It's whatever Landon McFeeder's got his junior year. I mean, he
Yeah.
broke yours. That's correct?
No, I think it was Dylan Conrad had broke my
right.
single-season record, and then and Dylan was right around 2,000 yards, the best I can recall, and I know Landon went a little, well over that. 2,400 and something is the best we can do tonight, folks. We will have that number as Bobby approaches it. The only caveat that I would say is Bobby's a sophomore, and he just plays so far above his age. Really, he interacts.
Body,
and he interacts as a grown up person, and just a great kid. But physically he's everything you would want in a running back, and to top it off, he is really, really fast.
Yeah.
No gain on that play. Rock Creek now set to kick it away. Rottenberger back to kick it. He's standing on the 24-yard line. He's going to quick kick it, and we hit him. And that's numbers. Yeah. We're going after the kick as hard as we can, and I guess you don't want to fault the effort, but it's just kind of a needless penalty. But we're roughing the kicker, and I believe it's going to be an automatic first down for Rock Creek.
Yeah, it's going to be 15 yards, so it was 4th and 5, so it's going to be.
Yep, one of those games or one of those things that as a coach you try not to fault the effort, but nonetheless you still have to ask the guys to use their head and try not to get those needless penalties. 1st and 10, ball goes up to the 50-yard line. They're on the near hash here. Rock Creek in the huddle. They break it, come to the line of scrimmage. There's 7:44 left in the first half. West Washington leads at 28-0. If you're just joining us, Bobby Stevens, 3 carries, 183 yards so far, 3 touchdowns. Hunter Pate with the other touchdown. Nice. Handoff goes to number 7, Kendrick Payton, and our corner comes in and fills it up really, really nice. That's number 1, Parker Green. Did a great job there.
Yeah, he did. He did exactly what you want. turn him in and then make the stop. And that's what Parker did.
He stood him up and pretty much handled him himself. Hunter Pate came in to clean it up. Also number 64, Landon Pearson coming from the defensive inside.
Yeah, I think Harrison Sanford was in on that too. And
really? 14-7 Brownstown over Silver Creek. Another good football game going on.
What was that?
14-7 Brownstown over Silver Creek. Rock Creek stays in the pro formation. Rottenberger on the under center is going to turn and hand it to a different running back. First time we're going to call this guy's name. That is number
1.
That looks like number 1, Jacob Daniel. He's a 5'9", 154-pound senior.
And we go from 200-pound backs to 140, 150.
And you can tend to pretty easily you can just tell the physical difference, especially when there's contact made. And, again, these kids are so hard-nosed to go and put their hand in the dirt each and every play. I haven't seen them let up one bit yet.
No.
Handoff fake up the middle. Rottenberger's going to keep it. Ooh, got a little high on his neck. West Washington, on the.
Going to lose a yard.
He's going to lose a yard, and again, unintentionally, we got up there around his neck. I'm not sure. On the tackle was number 3, Harrison Sanford. Number 5, Mason Armstrong was there. Hunter Pate was there. None of those guys intended to get around his neck, but nonetheless got him on the neck. He brings up a 4th down and 11 on the Rock Creek Academy 49-yard line. And again, Rock Creek set to punt it away. I bet you one thing that doesn't happen this punt.
Go for the block. Well,
but we still don't have anyone back
on the sideline.
Still don't have anyone back to return the punt. I just one of those skills that, it's almost like kicking an extra point. Those extra yards that you can get just by fielding the punt can be a big part of the. Maybe not this ball game, but in other ball games. And I tell you what, if you've ever stood back there and it's a 2-point ball game and you need the best field position you get, there's some pressure to catch that thing.
Exactly.
And if the first time you're doing it is when you're in that situation, you can't hardly. You can't feel your teeth. You can't really see very well because the blood's pumping all through your head. And again, we should take some time to practice that, in my opinion.
Do we give Bobby another 90-yard touchdown?
Bobby Stevens. It goes to Bobby, and he's loose again.
Mason.
No, it's Mason Armstrong. Man, he made a great cut. Looked just like Bobby Stevens.
You were gone the Paoli game, and Bobby was hurt and Bobby was out, and they put Mason at running back, and he ran the ball extremely well.
That was a great carry. He made a cut at the line of scrimmage and made 2 guys miss. Gets forward to the 30-yard line for a big gain. 1st and 10, West Washington. You got 2 wide receivers at each side of the football. Holden Bousman in the shotgun.
Bobby's out of the game.
The ball goes thrown out there intended for number 11, Tyler Cox. Just a little bit underthrown, but it was about as far out as the out pattern was, it was about a 30, 35-yard throw from Holden and just a little bit short. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah. As I said, Caleb Murphy was out last series on defense. Bobby's out now on offense. I think a lot of these younger kids are going to get plenty of opportunities tonight.
4:51 left here in the second quarter. Pitch goes out to Armstrong. Armstrong on his feet, makes a cut. Still on his feet. He's at the 50. He's at the 45. He's at the 40. And he certainly was horse-collared to get for the defender to get a hold of him. Tackled there finally by number 8, Spiffy Brown. But there is a penalty on the field, and we'll see what that flag is.
It's coming back.
4:41 left in the first half. West Washington leads at 28-0. Big gain there by Mason Armstrong, but right by the location of the flag, it looks like it's coming back.
What they call holding?
I never seen one, but that's what was announced all over the PA. I think it was holding on the West Washington Senators, and that's going to bring the ball back to the 25-yard line, and it's going to be 2nd and 15 for the Senators. 2 wide receivers, again, each side of the football. Bousman in shotgun. Mason Armstrong next to him, to his right. And the hard count got some movement on Rock Creek side, and we'll see if we get that some of the penalty back.
Yeah, Senators have been penalized 4 times here in the first half for 53 yards.
That is an encroachment on Rock Creek. It's going to move it forward 5 yards. Number 10 is not on our roster.
No, I'm not sure who 10
The
is.
unidentified player comes in the slot on this side, and he's going to run a stop route. And it's not number 10, it's number 18. And a big bomb to number 11. That is Tyler Cox, and he's got it, caught it. He catches it at the 35, gets a great block downfield, and lowers his shoulder. And he takes the ball all the way down to the 12-yard line. That's going to be about a 20 and 38, 58-yard throw catch there by Holden Bousman and Tyler Cox. How close was I, Coach?
63.
Man.
If it's on the 12, it'll be 63.
I was a little rusty, and it is on the 12-yard line. Missed it by 5 yards, but considering who taught me math, I mean, how much better could I get? Mr. Rosenbaum's here, not even here, and he's still getting it.
He's probably listening to us, trying to pick up some tips for next week.
Oh, I'm sure he's taking notes. He's on the chains. Well, that's he's got. I see his headphones on. He's got us on.
Yeah. You can't miss that headstand over there. I mean, my headset's still stretched out.
Oh man, I tell you, folks, that's
we got to do it because there's no telling what he's going to do to us next week.
No kidding. Just for the listeners, next week, Coach Russell and myself will both be unable to attend the game. Mr. Rosenbaum will be here, and he'll be bringing you live football action. We play Salem next week here at home. It's going to be a great football game, and he's going to have him a guest announcer as well. We might just keep that concealed for now, not to put undue pressure on the guest headset. But nonetheless, I think they'll do a great job.
And I'm hoping Craig's going to live stream this next week, so where I'm at, I can watch this and more importantly listen to our replacement.
That's right.
And see what he says about us.
Yeah, because I mean, if any of this gets back to him, you know we're gonna get hammered.
I know.
But Coach Olson and I will be back for the first round of the sectional, and then carry you throughout the season, hopefully all the way to Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
The best thing I could hope for is having to skip Thanksgiving dinner at home and go up to Indianapolis and give you a game.
That would be awesome. I remember when they went to the Dome. I mean, that's what I did. I went up with some guys from here on Thanksgiving night. Just be up there first thing on Friday to watch.
After that big throw and catch to Tyler Cox, he gets it down to the 12-yard line, 1st and 10 from the 12. You got 3 backs in the backfield. Hunter Pate behind Bousman. Bousman fakes it to Pate. He's got some guys open in the end zone. It's going to be thrown and just a little bit underthrown, intended for, is that number 6, Bobby Stevens? And again, just it was a good throw, good touch on the ball, just a little bit short, and it's going to fall incomplete. 3:19 left in the first half, 28-0. West Washington leads it.
I mean, that's 2 or 3 times tonight. Holden's just came up just a little bit short, and what I'd like to, he's throwing on the run, and that's hard. I'd like to see him stick that foot in the ground and be able to really put something on. Bobby gets the carry,
goes over to the left-hand side, and that is a great tackle there by number 2, Kendrick Payton. And again, he's the running back. He's 5'7", 208, and he can play linebacker too. He comes up and fills the hole very well. And it's going to be no gain. It's going to bring up.
We've not said that many times this year that Bobby runs for no gain. So nice defensive play there by the Lions.
And let's see. They're actually going to they're going to bring it back to the 15-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 3. A lot of discussion. I don't know what was going on over there. The two teams just kind of stayed huddled up. And Hunter Pate's going to get the call, and he's going to get up the middle, and he's going to go untouched for a touchdown. We will see what happens, though. There is a flag on the field.
I think where that's coming from, there's going to be a hold.
Yeah, the flag ended up right in the middle of the field, and I think there's going to be a holding on West Washington, and it is. Another penalty. Again, one of those another one of those mental mistakes, and again, those are effort type of plays, but anyway, it's another one of those that you could probably do without tonight.
Yes.
Takes the ball back to the 20-yard line. Original line of scrimmage was at the 12. It's going to be a 3rd down and 18. Pretty good crowd here tonight. On Rock Creek brings a pretty good crowd themselves, to be quite honest with you. And with that, Coach Bousman is going to call a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his West Washington Senators, that's going to give us an opportunity here. Word from our sponsors. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 AM.
Skyline Suites is an environment like no other, with private sunrooms, on-site salon service, activity exercise facility, tastefully designed private rooms equipped with kitchenettes, 55-inch flat-screen TV, cable, and phone. You'll feel right at home. Many facilities are institutional and lack the true feeling of home. Skyline Suites and Villas has worked hard to create an environment where you feel part of the family, enjoying exceptional amenities and furnishing, all while surrounded by the peaceful tranquility of quiet country living. Skyline Villas provides independent living villas with 1,750 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage units, all utilities, cable, Wi-Fi, telephone, housekeeping, 24-hour health monitoring, and maintenance included in monthly rate. Villa residents also enjoy meals at Skyline Suites for a discounted rate. Call Ryan Buchanan today for a tour at 812-320-3761.
Back here live at our Sanders Field. 3rd and 18. Baldwin throws it. It's going to be picked off there at the goal line. That's number 5, Browning Sloan, and he's going to get forward to about the 7-yard line where Rock Creek will take over 1st and 10. Again, Holden was under some pressure and is throwing on the run, and stepping in front of that football was number 5, Jonathan Browning Sloan, and Rock Creek keeps us out of the end zone. They're going to take over 1st and 10 from the 8-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to hit Bobby running along the back of the end zone and just came up a little bit short again. Throwing on the run is extremely difficult.
At any level, especially,
yeah.
They don't. When you see an NFL quarterback throw a strike 20, 25 yards on the run, I mean, those announcers say, man, what a great throw. And so for a high schooler to do it, it is impressive. But like you said, it don't always go well. Kendrick Payton on the carry, number 2. He's going to get hit in the backfield. He's going to go backwards. And it looks like he gets back to put back on the 5-yard line. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. 2 minutes left in the first half. It's 28-0. West Washington leads it.
I'm not sure the defense has had a score yet this year. It'd be nice to see them get a safety here and
yes,
get a score themselves.
And even though we're up 28-0, we're just flat right now. I think with the penalties, the mistakes, and with Coach having to, there's no doubt that timeout was all about motivation, if you want to put it that way. And we're kind of flat right now. Quarterback, fumble. He's going to go forward, and the ball gets knocked out. It was a fumble, and West Washington picks it up. I see a 3rd down, but that ball was absolutely loose, and they're going to give it back to Rock Creek. But I think
that's a sympathy call, right?
Yes, I think in a typical game that is a fumble, and that is our ball inside the 10-yard line.
I don't agree with that, and that's the thing that aggravates me sometimes with officials is instead of just calling a game, they look at the score and they know what's going on, and they have a tendency to give the team that is a little more inferior every opportunity.
Under a minute now, 28-0, West Washington leads it. Rock Creek dodges a bullet, and they're going to be looking at a 3rd and 10 from the 8-yard line. Under center, Rottenberger. He's going to pitch it out to Perkins, and he's going to go backwards again. And looks like he's going to go back to the 5 again. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 13. And if they do not have to run another play, that will probably be the end of the first half. We'll see what Rock Creek decides to do.
I'd say they'd be crazy to try and punt out of there. So let that clock run out. Yeah, they're.
And Rottenberger's wanting a call from the sideline, and he's checking his wristband. They're going to try something. Surely they're just going to line up and not run. 5 seconds left in the first half, and they're not going to be able to get anything off. So that will bring us to the end of the first half. West Washington leads at 28-0. We're going to come back here. We're going to hear a word from our sponsor. Come back with some stats, and we'll give you some updates around the community on other football scores, and I don't know, me and you, no kidding, no telling what we'll come up with. Being 2 weeks off, I got a lot to share. So anyway, you're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 1220 AM.
The place with the helpful hardware, folks. Buying a new grill from a big warehouse is like trying to start your old grill. You can end up standing around by yourself and nothing happens. Not at Ace. We've got an exclusive lineup of premium brands, plus premium service to make sure you get the right grill. That's why grilling starts at Ace.
Our team at Ace Hardware of Salem is here to answer your questions and help you find your dream grill. Stop in today and see why we're the helpful place.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The Quarter Pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sidelines. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long, including buy 5 McCafe drinks and get one free. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long.
Or stop by 603 South Main Street today. And be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights with Bubba Abbott on WSLM AM 1220 and FM 97.9 for Coach's Corner, our live local coaches show that broadcasts live each week from McDonald's in Salem. Tune in to hear what Eastern, Salem, and West Washington coaches have to say about the next big game.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward rehabilitation program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, two great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Hey folks, this is Mike King, the Walmart store manager here in Salem. I just want to give a shout out to my associates for winning the Helen Walton Award this year. For you that don't know, the Helen Walton Award is given to a store that is invested in their community. That award is only presented to one store out of the 6,000 in a whole world. To win that is something special, and it was a lot of hard work and dedication and a lot of volunteer time outside of their work hours. And just leave you with Helen's favorite quote: "It's not what you gather in life, it's what you scatter." And we have seen that by our associates and especially by our community. And I also want to thank the community welcoming us and letting us become a part of the Salem, Washington County area. Thank you all for all that you do.
For 80 years, Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem has made thousands of both car and truck shoppers car and truck buyers. And that commitment to customer sales and service continues to pay off. It's more than low prices and incentives and service after the sale. You've been hearing that for the second year in a row, they've been awarded the 2017 Ford President's Award. I mean, to win something that only 340 Ford dealerships across the country out of over 5,000, well, that's pretty special, wouldn't you say? The President's Award is based upon achieving the highest level of customer sales, service satisfaction, and overall experience. And the credit not only goes to manager Steve Motzinger and his entire staff, but to you, the buying public. If you've already purchased a new or pre-owned Ford, car, truck, or SUV from Eddie Gilstrap Motors, you already know what we mean. Congratulations from everyone at WSLM Radio. Eddie Gilstrap Motors, your number one choice. On the web at EddieGilstrapMotorsINC.com. Congratulations to manager Steve Motzinger and his entire staff at Eddie Gilstrap Motors from everyone at WSLM for winning the prestigious Ford President's Award for the second year in a row. It's an award presented to only 340 Ford dealerships across the country out of over 5,000. Now that's pretty special. It's an award based on achieving the highest level of customer sales, service satisfaction, and overall buying experience. For your next new or pre-owned Ford car, truck, or SUV, make the right choice, your first choice, Eddie Gilstrap Motors. On the web at EddieGilstrapMotorsINC.com.
Have you heard? The Borden Valley Days Festival is Friday and Saturday, September 28th and 29th. Bring your lawn chairs and listen to the live music from the Devonshire.
Whether your old golf injury has flared up, or you overdid it when landscaping, or that summer barbecue left you with a terrible case of heartburn that just won't quit, Baptist Health Medical Group Family Medicine in Salem has the expertise to get you back to doing what you love most. With convenient walk-in appointments available, our providers are focused on exceptional care. Schedule an appointment today by calling 812-883-5501. Baptist Health, healthcare that's centered on you.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field where the West Washington Senators lead Rock Creek Academy 28-0 at halftime. Darren's going to bring us some stats, some of the scores before we get there. Charlestown over Salem, I believe it's 24-0 now. Eastern over Scottsburg, 7-0 last we heard. Yep, I've got that one, Tim. I think they that's enough scores for now. We got stats.
All right, let's recap the scoring. The Senators got off to a fast start. 10:55 mark of the first quarter, Bobby Stevens takes it in from 65 yards out, and Joe the Toe boots home the extra point, making it 7-0. At the 8:01 mark of the first quarter, Mason Armstrong takes it in from 1 yard out, and again, Joe Tregresser kicks home the extra point, making it 14-0. And the Senators were not done here in the first quarter because at the 6:05 mark, Bobby Stevens takes it in from 27 yards out, making the score 21-0, and that's where it stood at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, first possession for the Senators. Rock Creek had pinned us back in our own 9-yard line at the 10:18 mark, and what do? We give it to Bobby, and Bobby busted 91 yards for another touchdown. Again, Joe the Toe boots home his fourth extra point of the first quarter, making the score 28-0, and that is where we stand here at the end of the first quarter. Stat-wise, for Rock Creek, they had one first down in the first half. They ran the ball 21 times for 19 yards or 0.9 yards per carry. They were 3 out of 6 passing with one interception for actually negative 11 yards when you figure in the catches where they're going backwards, the quarterback sack. So all in all, first half total for Rock Creek, they ran 28 plays, had a positive 8 yards. So defense did a nice job. Rock Creek was penalized one time for 5 yards in the first quarter. Senators picked up 7 first downs in the first half, ran the ball 9 times for 195 yards or 21.7 yards per carry. We were 4 out of 7 with one interception passing for 109 yards. So all in all, we ran 16 plays for 304 yards or 19 yards per play. One downfall for the Senators in the first half. We were penalized 5 times for 61 yards, and that's something that was obvious from up here. Coach Bausman and the coaching staff is not pleased with at all, and they made a point of it, and that's what you got to do in a game like this. It doesn't matter what the score is. You're playing against yourself, learning to do the right things, and that's what they're trying to teach them. Individually for the Senators in the first half, Bobby Stevens, 4 carries, 183 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mason Armstrong, 3 carries for 16 yards. Hunter Pate, 1 carry for 9 yards. Holden Bausman was 4 out of 7 passing for 109 yards. Tyler Cox had the one catch for 63 yards. Mason Armstrong had 1 catch for 32 yards, and Chase Farmer 2 catches for 14 yards. And again, Joe Tragesser, that's been impressive today. 4 for 4 on extra points, and I mean just straight down the middle and deep.
Yeah, sure. If we was a fly on the wall there in the locker room, coach has got to be talking about mental, the mental aspect of the game. Physically, it's you can almost see it as the teams walk out onto the field. We almost expected that, but nothing can substitute having your mind, in the game, knowing the situation, knowing what you should and shouldn't do, and again, when those mistakes happen, those can carry over. That's the thing, is the physicalness. You may be matched physically, and when it comes down to making mistakes, I mean that's certainly going to play. There's some good teams in our sectional coming up. North Central Farmersburg is ranked way up there in the top 10. And we're just going to have to play good, pure football when it comes to those games.
You got Eastern Green in the section. I believe. What are they, 6-1? I mean, their one loss was to Mitchell.
Yeah.
In the downpour of the rain, and that's going to be a tough game or a tough opponent if we have to play them in sectional. A team that, talking to Coach Bousman, I mean, kind of worries him, and I mean, you and I talked about it. It definitely is a concern to us, is the Springs Valley team. I think they've only won maybe one game, but it was a close game against us, and I mean, there's no doubt that team's going to have confidence because they believe that they can play with us. So now, with that being said, the night that we played down at Springs Valley, it was a nonstop rain the entire time.
But nonetheless, it's certainly a team that can that can be dangerous. I'm just looking up sectional 48 here. Not to get too far ahead, we got a game tonight to finish. We got a big rivalry game next week against Salem. But North Central Farmersburg, they're 6-1.
Who beat them?
Man, I don't even want to try to pronounce it. McConaughey.
Okay.
McConaughey beat them 35-28, and I'm not sure. They're a 3A team, and they played them at McConaughey. But that's the only really close game they've had. Park Heritage put 32 points on them. North Knox scored 24 points on them, but those were 30 and 20-point games respectively. Eastern Green, it said, was 5-1 right now.
I believe they're 6-1.
And 1, 2. I guess they was off a week is the best I can see on their schedule. But nonetheless, their loss did come to Mitchell, like you said, 22-14. A good football team, and so yeah, we just so one of the goals. That's why we're talking about it. One of the goals is win the county, win the conference, and win sectional. Those are always kind of the standing goals. And in order for us to win sectional, we've got to take care of some of those penalties.
And like we talked, I mean, it's going to be little things. I mean, the extra points. I mean, that's why we're going on. It's such a huge ordeal that Joe's putting these in, because that 1 point is going to make a difference at some point. And these penalties, I mean, we've seen that happen in the Paoli game when we're coming back. You're driving, and then all of a sudden you get a 15-yard penalty, and now you're 2nd and 25, and that's hard to overcome. And I don't care how strong of an offense you have, how good you are, or who you're playing. I mean, that is a big deal. I mean, to try and make that up, and it also psychologically, has the kids thinking, all right, we're 2nd and 25. We're going to end up punting, or we're not going to be able to get it. So I mean, so much of it is the mental aspect.
Yeah, Springs Valley, they won their last two. They beat Crawford County and then came back and beat Tecumseh last week. I think it's going to show where they're at a lot tonight when they're going. They went down to Perry Central. They're playing there, and see how that game comes out. But yeah, like you say, that team comes in the sectional hot. You probably don't want to play them because they have athletes, and if they have the momentum and their mentality changes, that's when they're going to be dangerous.
What was their Eastern Green score? Seems like it was fairly close opening game or opening.
29-0.
Okay.
Eastern Green handled them pretty good. It was 29-8. Mitchell beat them 30, but they played Paoli well, 34-16.
Yeah, that's a big rivalry game.
Yep, and then they played us close, 26-22. Tell City beat them 22-0. And then again, they beat Crawford County and Tecumseh. So, nonetheless, Sectional 48 is going to be a tough sectional, one of those that we will have to bring our A games certainly. And like you said, the draw is this Sunday, correct?
Correct.
And so
I believe it's at 6 o'clock, maybe.
6 o'clock. I'll be tuned in, listening. I always like listening to that. It's you almost have to fast forward because it's a long it's a long drawn out show. But
I'm going to show my age. I remember used to when the boys basketball pairings would be announced on Sunday afternoons, like at 1 o'clock, I believe it was. I mean, you rush home from church, get on Channel 4 and watch it, and you sit there on the edge of your seat waiting for your sectional to come up and who you were going to draw. And I mean, now it's up instantly on the internet and every place else. So
right.
you know, it's a neat time.
Yeah, well, just like most other things in life, everything is instantaneous. It seems. Both teams coming back on the football field is going to give us an opportunity to step back and hear another word from our sponsors. You listen to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 1220 AM.
The new menu is here at El Camino's in Salem. Stop in for lunch specials during the week from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. starting at $6.95 and get their all-famous and freshly prepared fajitas for only $8.95. Try their new breakfast burritos, the Mexicano, the Ranchero, and the Bigfoot, filled with black beans, rice, cheese, and scrambled eggs, bacon, and chorizo. Plus, find lots of new surprises in the dinner menu. Come by today for lunch or dinner at 403 Main Street in Salem or call for takeout today at 812-586-0199.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. We have a local team of professionals who are able to care for you in your home. Home care speeds the recovery process and allows a person to heal in their own home. Hospice offers symptom management to those facing the last stages of life. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions you have regarding home health care or hospice.
Stain, soil, and static shock. And of course, it's fully warranted by DuPont. So fold up the lawn chair and put the sunscreen away. This carpet sale is too hot to miss. Hurry in before the sun goes down on our very hot summer kickoff sale. It's all happening right now at Billy Martin Store, your authorized Mohawk carpet dealer. We offer free estimates, professional installation, and financing is available. Billy Martin Store is located 5 miles south of Pekin on Highway 335 in the heart of downtown Martinsburg. Or feel free to give us a call at 967-3997 and we'll be glad to help you.
At WSLM, we congratulate all local businesses, large and small, who strive to be the best at what they do. That's why we'd like to congratulate Steve Montsinger and his entire team at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for recently receiving the prestigious President's Award by the Ford Motor Company for both 2016 and 2017, an award presented to only 340 out of 5,000 Ford dealerships. Through surveys collected, customers rate dealerships on their buying experience and the dealer's commitment to their satisfaction, including after the sale. To be recognized in the top 1% and be Blue Oval certified is quite an achievement, but that's what we've come to expect for a business 80 years strong. Whether you're thinking new or pre-owned, including Ford certified pre-owned, financing rates are very attractive right now. Check out their website at EddieGilstrapMotorsInc.com for big discount coupons on service. 207 South Main Street in Salem. When you want the very best, you want Eddie Gilstrap Motors.
Skyline Suites is an environment like no other, with private sunrooms, on-site salon service, activity exercise facility, tastefully designed private rooms equipped with kitchenettes, 55-inch flat-screen TV, cable, and phone. You'll feel right at home. Many facilities are institutional and lack the true feeling of home. Skyline Suites and Villas has worked hard to create an environment where you feel part of the family, enjoying exceptional amenities and furnishing, all while surrounded by the peaceful tranquility of quiet country living. Skyline Villas provides independent living villas with 1,750 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage units, all utilities, cable, Wi-Fi, telephone, housekeeping, 24-hour health monitoring, and maintenance included in monthly rate. Villa residents also enjoy meals at Skyline Suites for a discounted rate. Call Ryan Buchanan today for a tour at 812-320-3761.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Buying a new grill from a big warehouse is like trying to start your old grill. You can end up standing around by yourself and nothing happens. Not at Ace. We've got an exclusive lineup of premium brands, plus premium service to make sure you get the right grill. That's why grilling starts at Ace.
Our team at Ace Hardware of Salem is here to answer your questions and help you find your dream grill. Stop in today and see why we're the helpful place.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field at the beginning, of the second half. Joe Tragisher with a great high, deep kick. It's going to be fielded there by number 5, Browning Sloan. He gets up to the right-hand side, reverses field, and has a wide open space to run. He's finally taken out of bounds at the 50-yard line, where Rock Creek Academy will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, it looked like we had him stopped for maybe about 5 yards, and then all of a sudden he bust out of there. And I mean, we're lucky we got him down. He wasn't in the end zone.
I don't know whatever Joe eat tonight before the game. If whoever's out there, we need to have him eat that before every game. He has kicked the ball very well.
His kickoffs have been like that the last few weeks, so it's because I think we commented or the Springs Valley game about how if he gets some height on it, he had the distance, but it was a line drive and
right. And he certainly made that change.
Yes,
and he's kicking the ball very good. Rottenberger gives the ball to number 5, Browning Sloan. He's going to get dropped there for a 1-yard loss. Hunter Pate meets him right in the hole, drives him back for a 1-yard loss. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 11. Opening drive in the second half for Rock Creek Academy. West Washington leads at 28-0. Got wide receivers each side of the football. Spiffy Brown here on this near side. And they're going to give it to the first man through. He's going to get met at the line of scrimmage. That is Kendrick Payton, and hit hard at the line of scrimmage by number 70, Trenton Binskin. And Charles Madden there also with a stop. Going to bring up another loss of 1, 3rd down and 12. Good football play there by the West Washington Center defense.
Yes, it was.
That was football right there. Spread formation here for Rottenberger. He's in the shotgun formation for the first time. Drops straight back. Got a lot of pressure. We brought him, and he got loose. He's across the 50. He lowers his shoulder. It's going to be tackled there by number 3. That is Harrison Sanford. He took on the bigger man and was able to stay low. Took a big hit, stayed low, and wrapped his legs. He's going to gain 2 on that. Going to be 4th down and 10.
Yeah, it looked like when he stepped up in the pocket, he had some room to run, and, I mean, all he gained was 2 yards out of that. So we did a nice job on converging very quickly.
Well, and he showed his maturity there because he had a lot of pressure. And if he would have tried to go side to side, we had him. But he stepped straight up in the pocket and then was able to get forward. 4th and 10, back to receive the kick for the West Washington Senators is number 3, Sanford. Is going to kind of angle it away from him to Rottenberger. It's going to bounce at the 10 and go inside the 10 where it's going to be down there by Rock Creek Academy where West Washington will take over 1st and 10.
So it's a 9-yard line or at the 10?
I'm going to put it at the 10. This angle's a long way away there on the far side, but I believe it's at the 10. 9:43 left here in the 3rd quarter. West Washington 28, Rock Creek Academy 0.
Does Bobby get another 90-yarder?
Hey, that's how you put them on quick. If you can get them 90 yards at a time. The only thing about being pinned deep in your territory, it sure pads the stats if you get a long one.
Yes.
Got 2 wide receivers just near side, and West Washington had a hard snap, and 2 Rock Creek guys come flying across the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the play is, or the penalty is. They was getting ready to call encroachment, and now they're going to talk about it.
They're going to say that we flinched, I'm afraid. Saying that one of our wideouts flinched.
Can't help but feel like that's a sympathy call. I mean, a wideout flinching out here versus their defensive ends crashing in from the side. But nonetheless, it's going to go back 5 yards for the Senators, put it on the 5-yard line. And now let's see what happens. They come across the line of scrimmage again, does Rock Creek Academy, and let's see if it's encroachment.
There, they got it.
And encroachment for Rock Creek puts it forward 5 yards, back to the 10-yard line. And we just swapped 5-yard penalties. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 10. Bousman going to quick pitch to Bobby. Bobby's loose and breaks a tackle and cuts it back, still on his feet, running hard, going to get across the 20. And out to the 21-yard line, gain of 11. Going to be 1st and 10 West Washington. Had some good downfield blocking. And if he would have had the ability to cut it back, he had some help.
Yeah.
9:30 left here in the third quarter. 28-0 West Washington leads it. Sanford goes out wide to the left. That's Farmer in the slot wide to the left. Bousman, shotgun. Next to him is Bobby Stevens. And it's going to be fake to Bobby. Holden sets his feet. Fires. Caught there by, is that Farmer? He's going to get hit as soon as he catches it. I can't tell.
Sanford.
It was Sanford on the quick slant. Basically, him and Farmer crossed on their pattern. Sanford took a big hit, but held on to it. Going to be a gain of 5. Call it 4. Second down and 6. Farmer comes to the near side of the field. Now Sanford stays to the far side. Bousman with Holden next to him. H-back is Armstrong. And they're going to give it to Bobby. Bobby looking for some room. And he's going to get tackled down there at the 32-yard line, maybe the 31. Going to be enough for a first down. Needed 6, got 7. First and 10, West Washington. Little weird to see Bobby getting tackled.
Yeah, two plays. I mean, he's been tackled more on this drive than he has all game.
Yes, that is correct. That is a fact, actually.
Yeah.
2 wide receivers far side of the field. West Washington leads at 28-0. Fake to Bobby. Bousman throws. Caught by Farmer. Farmer gets hit immediately, but not before he gets out to the 48-yard line. He's going to pick up 17 yards. First and 10, West Washington.
That was a nice timing route. Holden let that ball go before Chase ever even turned around, and when Chase turned, the ball was right there waiting on him.
Armstrong comes out. He had a bad wheel. Looks like his right ankle maybe coming into the ball game is number 8, Glenn Rankin. Sanford out here by himself to the near side. West Washington again operating from our left to our right. They're heading south towards the football complex. Farmer by himself to the far side. H-back is Rankin. Bobby Stevens next to Bousman. Handoff goes to Bobby. Bobby's running hard. He hits the hole hard. He's still on his feet. That is an amazing broken tackle, and he's still going. He's across the 30, down to the 25, inside the 20-yard line.
Wow.
Make it a 19-yard line. That is a...
Hang on.
It's close to a...
33-yard run.
Yeah, 33-yard run by Bobby Stevens. And I tell you, they hit him hard and stood him straight up, and his feet never stopped moving. He throws the guy off of him and gets forward as fast as like he was shot out of a shotgun. Great run there by Bobby Stevens. 2 guys to this near side, and Rock Creek again jumps off sides, no call. Fake hand off to
Jake. There's Jake.
And it's going to be fired in the end zone. Jake Strange, touchdown, West Washington. Holden Bousman, you know how he took just one more second and got his feet just a little bit under him. And I tell you, he threw by the time you roll out there, he threw the ball on the run, 30 yards, and it was a perfect pass to Jacob Strange. And, again, it didn't take a whole lot of extra time for Holden just to take another breath, set his feet just a little. He remained on the run, and he threw a strike. Joe the Toe to set, the kick, good hold. And it's right down the middle, and Joe Trageser stays perfect for tonight. 7:09 left in the third quarter. It's 35 for West Washington, 0 for Rock Creek Academy. We'll step away here, a word from our sponsors. You listen to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 AM.
Let's get on our feet and give a big hand to the starting lineup at McDonald's here in Salem. The quarter pounder is coming on the field. Filet of fish and those golden delicious fries are warming up on the sidelines. And now for the feature star of the night, the Big Mac. You'll score every time with a hot, fresh meal from McDonald's in Salem, whether you're there for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Take a time out and stop by before or after the big game to check out their all-day breakfast menu or value menu. Download the McDonald's app and you can get great deals on delicious tastes all day long, including buy 5 McCafe drinks and get 1 free. You'll score every time with the wife and kids when you make a touchdown at the Golden Arches right here in Salem. And don't forget, McDonald's has gift cards so you can give that great fresh taste all season long.
Or stop by 603 South Main Street today. And be sure to tune in at 8 p.m. on Wednesday nights with Bubba Abbott on WSLM AM 1220 and FM 97.9 for Coach's Corner, our live local coaches show that broadcasts live each week from McDonald's in Salem. Tune in to hear what Eastern, Salem, and West Washington coaches have to say about the next big game.
Back here live, Joe Trageser to kick it off to the West Washington Senators. Kicks another deep one. Going to be fielded there at the 9-yard line by number 5, Browning Sloan. He's looking for some room, goes right up the middle, makes a spin move, and a group of West Washington Senators takes him down at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10, Rock Creek. Again, Joe kicking the ball well. He's all smiles on the sideline too, getting some high fives. That's a good day for a kicker.
Yes. Update stats, Bobby is grading at 7 times for 234 yards. I know a lot of people want to know how many yards Bobby got now. He's got 234, but also Holden Bousman 8 out of 11 passing for 148 yards.
And that's quite a game for Holden as well.
Yes.
Pro formation behind Rottenberger under center, and they're going to give it to the first man through. That's Kendrick Payton running hard, and again, those guys. They're running as hard as the first play of the game.
Exactly.
Going to give him 2. Going to get out to the 34-yard line. Maybe I'll still call it a second and a short 8.
Yeah.
Rock Creek in the huddle. They break it. Rock Creek has white jerseys, red pants, and black helmets. And they're heading north towards the scoreboard right now. Pro formation. And I'm going to cross him in the backfield, and it's a good spin move there by Browning Sloan. He actually ran into his own man, or his spin move would have been very productive, and broke a tackle with that. But number 70 on the stop, coming out of the bottom of the pile, that's big Trenton Binskin. Said his name a lot tonight. Yes. I think he's had a good football game.
Yeah, and I believe coming into the night, Trenton was one of our top tacklers, and I think may have even led us in sacks.
And when you know, I'd stop the daggone stats here on the offensive side, but Hunter Pate comes into this ball game with 100 tackles. Armstrong with 76 tackles. Farmer with 70. Binskin with 71 tackles and 2 sacks, like you said, leading us in sacks.
That's a nice pass.
Rottenberger throws out here to the flats. It's going to be caught there by number 23, Elijah Young, and he's going to get it out to the 45-yard line for a Rock Creek Academy first down. Good play there by Rock Creek.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice throw.
Parker Green leads us in interceptions, got 2. Let's see. What else? Tackle for losses. Mason Armstrong has 7. Murphy came into the game with 6. So, again, Murphy also has 48 tackles on the year coming into the game. Jacob Strange on down there has 24 tackles on the year. Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Rock Creek. False start. Takes it back to the 40-yard line. Going to be 1st and 15. 5:07 left in the third quarter. 35-0. West Washington leads it. Rock Creek comes out of the huddle. Rottenberger back under center. They've run some different formations and executed some good plays tonight. And they're going to cross him up in the backfield, and that's number 7. Or number 2, Kendrick Payton on the carry. He's going to get 4 of the 5 yards back from the penalty. Going to bring up a 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they bust through there. It could be a big play, and then all of a sudden we're right there on top of them.
Yeah, I think team speed has is the overcoming factor here. Like you said, it opens just for a second, but then it closes really fast.
And I mean, you got athletic kids there on that defensive line. You're starting with Jacob Strange, and then you got Charles Madden, you got Trenton Binskin, you got Caleb Murphy. So, they're defensive linemen, but they're pretty athletic too. Yep. There's a fumble.
Ball's on the field, and it goes forward. That's number 70, Trenton Binskin on the recovery. And it's going to be 1st and 10, West Washington at their own 44-yard line. Got to be really careful around that 50-yard line. You don't want to pull out a wrong number, I'll tell you that. Anything over 50 is off limits, but no matter how many times you tell yourself, it still almost comes out. 4:05 left in the third quarter. West Washington leads at 35-0. Bousman in the game. Hunter Pate back there with him in the backfield.
Looks like Bobby's out again.
H-back is Armstrong. Jacob Strange at the tight end position on this near side. Rock Creek jumps but stays out of the neutral zone. Going to give it to Hunter Pate. Hunter's loose. He's still not been touched. He's across the 30. Cuts it back inside. He's at the 20 where he's going to go down. He's going to gain about 24 yards, maybe 23 yards. Going to mark him back at the 21. Good hard run there by Hunter Pate. 1st and 10, West Washington.
Yeah, that's the difference between our backs and their backs. I mean, they're getting – Rock Creek backs are getting to the hole, but we do a good job converging. Our backs, it's like they're shot out of a cannon when they get up there.
And I'm not so sure that Hunter Pate couldn't have run that for a touchdown, but he just can't help but hit somebody, so he just turned it back in and tried to run over a guy and was tackled. And that is Mason Armstrong on the carry, and he makes a good cut there at line of scrimmage, gets forward for a gain of 2, going to bring up a 2nd down and 8.
And that's one of the things that Coach Bousman and his staff have talked about with Mason is, he's got good feet. He's got good balance, and, he's not a burner, but he makes the right cuts and fools people.
Number 9, Kay Nable's in the ball game, a senior, 5'9", 145 receiver. He's split out here wide to the right. Wide to the left is number 18. That's Mikey Nichols. 2 backs in the backfield, Hunter Pate. Now it's going to be a quick slant intended for Cade Nable, and he gets hit hard. The pass intended to him. There is a flag on the field. We'll see what happens there.
Another
holding there on West Washington. And Caden always got to keep his head up, make sure it's on a swivel, because even though that was an incomplete pass, he did take a shot. But he stays in the game. He looks all right. That holding penalty is going to bring us back to the, looks like they're going to put it on the 30-yard line, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 19. Senators come to the line of scrimmage. H-back Armstrong is looking, he's telling Jake he should move sides, and Jacob listens to him, and he goes to the tight end in the left side. Still 15 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time for the West Washington Senator offense. Bousman running the show. Takes a snap, and he's going to give it to Hunter Pate. Hunter looking over the defensive right-hand side. Got a good block downfield. I tell you what, number 51, Jake Phillips, I mean, he decleated one guy, and he didn't even slow down. He just scanned his vision. He was looking for the next guy. And, man, that's
what you want your lineman to do.
That is exactly what your lineman to do. And Hunter Pate was running right up behind him. He gets out to the, let's see here, they're going to put it on the 18-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. H-backs Armstrong, got Hunter Pate next to Bousman. Going to give it to Pate again. Pate looking for some room, and he's loose. He's right up the middle. He's at the 5, jumps over a guy, gets hit in the air, and he's going to go down at the 4-yard line. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. 1st and goal, West Washington. Good hard run there by Hunter Pate.
Hunter Pate's an excellent running back. He doesn't get the opportunity to the carries because he's got Bobby in front of him, but those 2 kids are both very, very talented running backs.
Well, you look at Hunter Pate, 5'9", 193. I mean, that's a load for a running back. He's got real good feet. Yes, he is quick. And if you're athletic enough to go jumping over guys, that's pretty impressive. Quick slant, that's number 19, and he's kicking himself because Dakota Smith had himself a touchdown.
Yeah.
Ran a perfect route, perfect ball, and just could not hold on to it, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, I think now they're trying to get some of these seniors the opportunity, chance to get in the end zone. Don't get a lot of playing time, and I mean, how thrilling would it be for them to actually get in there?
And off to Hunter Pate, lowers his shoulder, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, West Washington. Hunter Pate on the carry. 2:12 left in the 3rd quarter. West Washington leads it now 41-0, and see if Joe comes in here to kick another one.
I hope we don't jinx him. That's why I think I was telling you about Perry Central kid looked like a real strong kicker last week, made his first 4, I believe it was, or first 3. Then we started talking about him. He missed. We made sure to talk about it on that last one.
Snap comes back, hold good, and it's up. Not quite as deep as before. And no good. They say no good. That's why they're down there and I'm up here, because from that angle it was short, but I thought it went through plenty well. but it is no good. So with that, 2:12 left in the third quarter, West Washington leads at 41-0. We're stepping away here. A word from our sponsor. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 1220 AM.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Meadowview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Meadowview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Back here live, Art Sanders Field, West Washington Senators. We look like we got too many. 1, 2. Nope, just 11. That's all you need on a football team.
Where you kick from that left hash and you only put four on the short side and the other 6 are all spaced out, it definitely looks like you have more than 11 out there.
That one got me. Joe the Toe with a good kick, a little bit shorter than normal. It's going to be fielded at the 21-yard line. That's number 23, Young. And he's going to come right back to the middle and get tackled down there by, let's see who comes out of that, and number 8 also on the tackle, number 8, Glenn Rankin. The ball is spotted there on the 28-yard line, 1st and 10, Rock Creek.
I wonder if Joe's leg's getting tired. That makes, about the 6th, 7th kickoff he's had and all the extra points. He's not used to all that work.
That's right. He said be 6, and then he had one called back 7, and then 6 more on the score. So, yeah, he's kicked it close to 20 times already. Rankin's going to keep it, and they're going to run the option. And well played by the West Washington Senator corner. On the carry is number 5. He's been the workhorse tonight for Rock Creek, Browning Sloan. And the corner comes up and fields very well. Very good fundamental tackling corners, and that is number 19, Dakota Smith on the stop. Helped there by the safety coming up and fielding Bryce Farmer. But I'm not sure who coaches those guys up, but certainly in the last 5 or 6 years we have some of the best blocking wide receivers and some of the best tackling corners of anyone I see.
Yeah, I would second that.
I'm not sure who coaches them. Don't matter who coaches them. I'm just saying they are coached up very well. And we bring there some pressure, and Rankin's going to throw it back. The ball is it's a live ball, but he throws it backwards after being nearly sacked to Browning Sloan.
That's his strength. I mean, we had 3 guys on him, could not get him down.
I mean, his name is Rottenberger, but it's almost like Ben Roethlisberger because he would not go down and was able to kind of shovel it back to Brown Sloan. But I don't know that it was a net positive for him. But there's going to be a penalty on the West Washington Senators, an unintentional face mask hit, and with all the chaos that was happening, I can't believe there was more than that not being pulled. Nonetheless, the ball goes backwards and then forward, and now it's at the 32-yard line. 3rd down and 6. 2 wide receivers each side of the football. Rankin is there, throws out in the flats. It's going to be caught there by number 8, Spiffy Brown, and Spiffy makes a good move and gets out to the 40-yard line. Going to be enough for a Rock Creek Academy 1st down. You know, that run was pretty spiffy.
Yeah, it was very spiffy.
There's starving comedians probably in this world. I don't need to take their word. 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. 41-0. West Washington leads it. Comes out of the huddle, does Rock Creek, and they will have to run one more play to get through the quarter. Rottenberger's going to stay back in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers again on each side of the football. He throws a good ball, comes off his hand well, and it's just like that. I mean, he threw that baby 40 yards on just one step. I mean, he caught the ball in the shotgun, takes one step, and just launches it. And that was a good ball.
Yes, it was. And, I mean, it had some zip on it. I mean, you see a high school kid throw it that hard 40 yards. I mean, you see a lot of them throw deeper passes, but usually it's higher up in the air. And,
yeah.
I mean, this is
that thing didn't get 12 foot off the ground, and he threw it 40 yards. It was intended for number 23, Elijah Young. Going to go incomplete, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 40. Clock stopped at 14.8 seconds left. And Spiffy's going to go in motion.
Jet sweep.
And they're going to try the jet sweep and maybe a pass. Nope. Spiffy's going to keep it. Oh, ball comes loose. And West Washington is going to recover. And they recover that football, and that is one heck of a hit.
That hit?
Hunter Pate on the hit is what we're getting reported. Mason Armstrong came out of there too, but he wasn't quite as pumped up.
Mason had him down low, and I could not tell who came in up high, but Hunter definitely chugged that ball loose.
That's what's happened. Mason had him down low, and Pate took them both out, I think. He caused a fumble, and he probably dinged up Armstrong at the same time. It was a really good hit, and fumble there by Rock Creek, and West Washington has the ball and the momentum again. 6.2 seconds left in the third quarter, and we have a penalty on the field, and illegal substitution is said on West Washington. And number 32, Jacob Strange, is coming off the field.
When Jacob messes up, I mean, you know who the penalty's on. There's no guesswork. It's like when in basketball you commit a foul, you raise your hand. So, it's kind of one of those things.
If the penalty's on you, please run off the field, and Jacob Strange did such that.
He's patting his helmet. He knew he messed up. Mason Armstrong's in at quarterback.
And he's going to hand off to Hunter Pate. And Hunter's loose again. He's going to go up. He's carrying guys. He carried that guy at least 10 yards. And he's going to get down inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. He's going to pick up about 22 yards, does Hunter Pate. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. West Washington leads at 41-0. We're going to step away, hear a word from our sponsors. You listen to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 a.m.
Hey folks, this is Mike King, the Walmart store manager here in Salem. I just want to give a shout out to my associates for winning the Helen Walton Award this year. For you that don't know, the Helen Walton Award is given to a store that is invested in their community. And that award is only presented to one store out of the 6,000 in a whole world. To win that is something special, and it was a lot of hard work and dedication and a lot of volunteer time outside of their work hours. And just leave you with Helen's favorite quote: "It's not what you gather in life, it's what you scatter." And we have seen that by our associates and especially by our community. And I also want to thank the community welcoming us and letting us become a part of the Salem, Washington County area. Thank you.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where the West Washington Senators lead at 41-0, and they start this quarter 1st and 10. Ball is on the 14-yard line. West Washington has a lot of new jerseys in the game. I see the H-back now is number 20, Caden Van Cleve. Armstrong is running the quarterback position, and it's going to be mishandled there by Armstrong, and just going to have to dive on it. It's going to go backwards, and it looked like Van Cleve was going to be the H-back, but he stepped back into the running back position next to Armstrong.
Well, I knew they had talked about if they had the opportunity, they was going to let Mason play some quarterback because honestly, we don't have a backup to Holden. I mean, so you got to get some experience in there, because if something would ever happen that Holden would get hurt or have to miss a series or even a play, you got to be prepared.
We got two wide receivers each side of the football, and Van Cleve next to Armstrong. Armstrong takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself, looking for some room, and he's got some room. He's still up in the middle of the field. He's going to be knocking on the door. He gets thrown down right at the goal line. He's going to get thrown down at the 1-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and goal, West Washington.
And I think that's what you're probably going to see with Mason at quarterback and Van Cleve, the freshman, in at running back. It'll probably be a lot of Mason just running.
Number 33 coming in the ball game, that is Noah Mars. And he's going to come in at the
tight end.
Either that or the
H-back.
He's going to go over to the tight end position. Good call. And Armstrong and Van Cleve. 5 seconds on the play clock. We're going to have to call timeout. And West Washington does. And with 1 second left, 10:43 left in the fourth quarter. West Washington leads at 41-0. Next week, as we said, Salem will come to town where they will be taking on the West Washington Senators. It did not, midway through the game, it didn't look good for the Salem Lions. They may be coming in here hungry after a loss. West Washington looks like they'll be coming in here with a win, and Mr. Rosenbaum and guest will be bringing you live football action at Art Sanders Field next week. Like we talked about, the draw is Sunday, and so we'll know who our sectional opponent is at that time. Update I have right now, it's Charlestown 30, Salem 0. It's in the third quarter.
And Paoli is taking a 29-14 lead over Mitchell in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so our hopes for a share of the conference title is starting to dim a little bit.
Yeah.
Mitchell is, I would consider, more of a first-half team and a second-half team.
Yeah.
And Paoli is a really tough team all the way around, so we'll see. And fake handoff from Armstrong to and really that was a big hit. I feel like Armstrong's feet went under him more than the hit itself, but he took a shot right at the line of scrimmage, and Armstrong stays in the game, and he's fine. Again, I think it was more of a slip than a solid hit.
I mean,
and he's. Well,
he gave the thumbs
his buddies are probably going to replay that on film, and he probably won't consider them buddies after 2 or 3 rewinds. Armstrong takes a snap, and he's going to keep it again. Lowers his shoulder, and this time he runs over a guy, and he gives a little bit back to him, and it's going to be touchdown, number 5, Mason Armstrong, and we have a flag on the field. And we will see what happens, but I think there was some talking, and the back judge did not like kindly to it. It looks like it's going to be on Rock Creek. And with as many unsportsmanlike conduct calls we've seen this year, it will be a welcome if it's not on our players.
Yes.
And,
whatever Coach Basman said at halftime definitely worked, because we've not seen any really silly penalties on the Senators this half.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's certain ways of communicating, and the method he chose worked.
Yeah, and usually that method does work. I mean, you want to be enforced on the kickoff.
Got it. 10:02 left in the fourth quarter. Mason Armstrong with the touchdown run, and an unsportsmanlike conduct call on Rock Creek is going to be assessed on the kickoff, and Joe the Toe gets under that one, and it's in. And now there's two flags coming out.
Our kids need to just start walking away, because and
we will see what happens here. Well, again, there's no need for anyone to get kicked out of next week's game.
No.
We will see. 10:02 left. Joe's kick was good. Again, comes off his foot well, really high, straight kick. And they already had probably a 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. Joe might get to kick it from their 40.
He may put it through the uprights.
He might kick it from their 40 if one of these penalties is on them as well. I've not seen a call from the field yet. Well, I said that in gist, but we are literally going to be kicking from their 40.
Yeah.
Man. They have 3 personal foul penalties assessed on the kickoff, and now we are kicking from their 30-yard line. I tell you,
I want to see him go through the uprights.
The one thing about doing the radio, you get to witness a lot of football, and this is going to be the darndest. Listen, first and 81 was a first for me this year. There's you can't even make it up. It's almost physically impossible to be first and 81, and we've seen that. And I've never seen a kickoff from the 30-yard line of Rock Creek. I mean, you can't do anything but onside it at this point in time.
I want to see him put it through the uprights.
Oh man, I want to see him too. I mean, he can. I think he can do it.
I think he can too. Let's see.
See if Joe can kick it through the uprights. I know he's going to try. Come on, Joe. And the kick is up, Get there. It's high. It's good. It is good. From 30 yards out, Joe the Toe puts it through the uprights. It's not a field goal, but it's almost as exciting as that. Punky Fouch would be proud of what we just witnessed here on Art Sanders Field.
Yeah. What's Punky's record? 30-something?
Yeah, 34 yards, I think.
See, that would have been a 40-yard kick.
So, his kick will live in infamy, but Joe just matched it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when we first started, I think it was a 32-yard field goal, and then last week I got a text. He said, no, it's 52. So, I mean, it just constantly is increasing.
Yeah, it's and those kind of stories they tend to be exaggerated. Nonetheless, there's 10:02
fish stories.
Yes, 10:02 left here in this ball game. West Washington leads at 48-0, and it's going to be first man through. That's going to be carried by Kendrick Payton, and he's still running just as hard as he did the very first time he carried the ball in the first quarter. And he's going to pick up about 3. He's going to bring up a second down and 7. That was a touchback for Joe Trageser, and he kicked it through the upright from the 30-yard line after Rock Creek was assessed 3 unsportsmanlike conduct calls on the kickoff. Number 54 comes out of the ball game. That is Mason Guthrie.
He's a freshman.
Freshman Guthrie coming into the ball game. That's number 8. Glenn Rankin is in the game now. Jacob Strange, one defensive end, trying to get numbers.
Probably Landon Pearson.
Landon Pearson's in there for sure. Number 52 is in the ball game. That is Andrew Lewis. The snap, it was almost blown dead at the snap. Let's see. I don't see a penalty, but I don't know if there was a fumble and the quarterback had to go down and get it.
Yeah.
And so his knee must have been down, and so caught him down there. They're going to lose 1 or 2. Going to bring 3rd down and 9 from the 21.
Just to let everybody know, the youth league, the 3rd and 4th grade is 3-0. The 5th and 6th grade is also 3-0, and but the future continues to look well for the Senators.
That's good update. Appreciate that. And if we had some more time at halftime, we could have got through some of that. That's good, though. It's a good
or before the game. If we got time before the game,
that's always a good time too. But Rottenberger goes back to pass and has got a lot of pressure. He's going to be sacked. He's going to go down at the 15-yard line, and he's going to lose about 6 yards, and it's going to bring 4th down and 15, and certainly a punting situation for Rock Creek.
Yeah, and it looks Chase going to drop back.
And now he walks back up to his typical 12-yard safety position as they think they're going to fake it. Rock Creek's going to let the play clock go down to inside 5, most likely. Brings us under 8 minutes left in the ball game. West Washington leads at 48-0. And they snap it at 1. And he's going to punt it away. Line drive kick going to hit at our 35, or their 35, forward to their 41, and West Washington will take over 1st and 10 right there. And we'll see who commands the offense as they come out. Mason Armstrong did a great job last time. We'll see what happens this time.
I about bet it'll be Mason because I don't think anyone else has got any experience taking a snap.
Mason is back there. Van Cleve with him. 2 wide receivers on this near side. Number 9, Abel's by himself on the far side. Coming into the game now is number 33, Noah Mars. Noah Mars going the tight end to the far side, which is the right side. West Washington's operating from our right to our left, going towards the scoreboard. Hand off to Van Cleve. Van Cleve breaks a tackle, still running hard, and bounces off a couple guys, gets out to the 35. There's a flag on the field in the middle. Looks like it's going to be holding. Good hard run there by Van Cleve.
Again, a freshman.
And there's a flag now.
It's going to be another unsportsmanlike.
Way behind everyone, and I think the guys in stripes have heard enough, and that's the quarterback going to the sideline now. I'm not sure if he was kicked out or if he just had enough. And again, it's frustrating, and I don't harbor any ill will with that boy there. He's frustrated, and he's played his heart out, and it's got to be tough. But he is going to go to the sideline. Coach is going to let him cool off a little bit. So I think it's going to be not offsetting penalties. I thought it was going to be, but a 10-yard holding penalty on West Washington would have brought it back to the 50. But with that, it's going to go forward to the 36-yard line. And it's going to bring up a first down and 6. Technically, it maybe should be 5. It is first down and 5. The ball was on the 41. It would have went back to the 49. Went forward 5 from there. So as long as you guys can do math, you know that the ball now is on the 36-yard line of Rock Creek.
Update, Mitchell has scored, making the score 29-20 against Paoli.
Still got a ball game there. Handoff goes to number 12.
Victor Young.
That's Victor Young, and he runs hard, and he's going to get thrown down there at the 31-yard line. Going to pick up 5 yards. Good hard run there by number 12, Victor Young. Tackled by the big boy for Rock Creek, number 71, at Nick Carlisle. Nick is only 6'3", 343. I know another Nick about like that, and he could play football too.
Yes, he could.
First and 10, West Washington. Got one guy, number 11, out here by himself on the near side. That's Tyler Cox. Got twins to the far side. Mason Armstrong takes a snap, and he's going to give it to, that is number 20, Caden Van Cleve, and number 2, Kendrick Payton on the tackle, but not before there's a gain of 5 there. Brings up a second down and 5. 6:55 left in the ball game. West Washington leads at 48-0.
And we are being extremely patient, running the clock down as low as we can.
And now another substitution, number 65 for Rock Creek, 6'4", 4'11". And that is a whole lot of football player out there.
Yes, it is.
Armstrong takes a snap, looking for some room, cuts back, gets hit, bounces off one of the Rock Creek players, still on his feet, inside the 20, all the way down to the 17-yard line. He's going to pick up about 9, and it's going to bring up a first and 10, West Washington. Great run there by Mason Armstrong, because they're one of their starters that's still in hit him at the line of scrimmage. Their outside linebacker, I think it's number 50, Dominic Graves. He's 6'2", 277. Armstrong just bounced right off of him, kept his feet going, and was able to pick up a first down. Van Cleve on this side of Armstrong, and it's going to go to Van Cleve running hard, and man,
he breaks that. He had a touchdown.
Yep, he had a good chance getting in the end zone if he could have just kept his feet, but he's going to go out to the 11, pick up about 6. Good hard run there by Van Cleve. That's Caden Van Cleve, freshman, 5'6", 170. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Cox by himself here on the near side. Armstrong running the show at quarterback. Van Cleve next to him. 14 seconds on the play clock. Gonna give it to Van Cleve. Van Cleve's running hard. He's inside the 5. He's looking for the end zone, and they push him into the end zone, and it's a touchdown, West Washington. Caden Van Cleve. Good hard run there by Caden Van Cleve. And I tell you, that's about as excited I've seen her sideline.
I know.
But that's great. You know, a freshman getting a carry in a varsity football game and getting in the end zone, that's big stuff.
Yes, it is. He will remember that.
Forever. I think every one of us can still remember our first varsity touchdown. 5:13 left in the ball game. West Washington now leads at 54-0. And we will see if Joe can continue his streak. He has missed one, but has been kicking the ball very well. Good snap, good hold. Man, comes off his foot really good. I really hope that keeps going. That's a good extra point there by Joe. 5:13 left, 55-0. We're going to step away here. Word from our sponsor. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 AM.
For 80 years, Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem has made thousands of both car and truck shoppers, car and truck buyers. And that commitment to customer sales and service continues to pay off. It's more than low prices and incentives and service after the sale. You've been hearing that for the second year in a row, they've been awarded the 2017 Ford President's Award. I mean, to win something that only 340 Ford dealerships across the country out of over 5,000 Well, that's pretty special, wouldn't you say? The President's Award is based upon achieving the highest level of customer sales, service satisfaction, and overall experience. And the credit not only goes to manager Steve Motzinger and his entire staff, but to you, the buying public. If you've already purchased a new or pre-owned Ford, car, truck, or SUV from Eddie Gilstrap Motors, you already know what we mean. Congratulations from everyone at WSLM Radio. Eddie Gilstrap Motors, your number one choice. On the web at EddieGilstrapMotorsINC.com.
Back here live at Art Sanders Field, where Joe Tragus are set to kick it away for the West Washington Senators. 5:13 left in the ball game. Good deep kick, and it may be angled too much, and it is. He was aiming for the left pylon, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a false start, I guess, penalty, and Rock Creek has the opportunity to take it at the 35.
Yeah, and I'd say that's what they will do. Best field position to start for Rock Creek in a long time.
Well, and, on that kickoff, Rock Creek they're kind of feeling like this game's over. There's still football being played, and they've always got to – I know it's frustrating, but you've got to protect yourself. There was some guys on that kickoff that just – on their team just turned around and looked. Well, unfortunately, it's still football, and a guy took a hit that he probably didn't need to if he would have just continued to play. Roddenberger back in shotgun formation. He's going to take a snap, throw it out in the field, and it's going to be intended for number 23. I think his last name's Young, Elijah Young. That's a great ball. I tell you, this Rottenberger kid is a good football player.
Yes, he is. It's a shame he doesn't have more weapons around him.
His receiver tripped and didn't even have his head turned on the ball because he had tripped on that out pattern, and the ball hit him in the helmet. Exactly. I mean, it was a perfectly thrown football. Incomplete, second down and 10. But it comes off his hand really well. He's a good football player. Two wide receivers each side of the ball. (4-3) for the Senators. Here comes some pressure. Thrown across the middle. It's going to be a little bit overthrown, intended for number 21, Anthony Corrales. And it's going to go incomplete, bring up a third down and 10. One thing about throwing the football here is the clock doesn't stop, or the clock does stop. It doesn't run. And you're going to give it back to the West Washington Senators. But if, I don't know that I ever didn't want the ball, but one of these, I don't know that I ever played in a 55-0 either. Yeah. So those guys may be welcoming some throws. And they're going to try to screen us, and they got it. They executed well, but stayed home. Who is that, number 3? Is that Sanford doing his job?
Yep.
Again, just like what you want is a guy staying home. They had the screen set up very well, but Sanford stayed home, and he was able to snuff it out, drives the running back. It was caught there by Browning Sloan, but he goes backwards after he catches it. And we got a hold of his face mask, it looks like, and we're going to march it. Surely it's in the 5-yard type penalty, and it is. And it's going to go up forward to the 38-yard line, and it's going to end up with a net 3-yard gain, 3rd and 7. Rock Creek breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. Rottenberger in the shotgun formation, got one running back beside him to his left. Two wide receivers each side of the football, and then they just
another roughing.
Oh man, that's not roughing the passer, but they threw a penalty flag anyway. Rottenberger had some pressure, and they say he hit him, and it's going to be a penalty on West Washington, and so. It was a completed pass, gets out to the 42-yard line. It's going to be enough for Rock Creek first down.
Final, Paoli 29, Mitchell 20. So our hopes is over for a conference championship, or a share of it.
Personal foul roughing the passer, and the only thing worse than that is some of the calls that get called in the NFL here lately. So
let's not even talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's and again, the NFL isn't really football anymore. I hope we keep a little purity here in the high school sport. Rottenberger drops straight back, looking pressure, steps up in the pocket. throws it on the run. It's going to be short, and it's going to be almost picked off there by Parker Armstrong. Who is? There is no Parker Armstrong on the field.
Parker Armstrong is Mason's sister.
That's right. It is Parker Green. I'm not sure where that came from, but incomplete. Almost intercepted by Parker Green. 4:13 left here in the ball game. West Washington leads at 55-0. And that brings up 2nd and 10. Ball is on the West Washington Senator side of the field, spotted at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, time they get done with the ball here, if we keep them out of the end zone, we should be able to take a knee and end this game. And they're moving.
Yeah, they had 2 or 3. Finally, you still got to call the play. There you go. Then they was leaning forward, and it's going to be a 5-yard false start penalty on Rock Creek. And the ball's going to move backwards from the 43, most likely to the 48, where they'll be facing a 2nd down and 15. 4:12 left. Clock does start. 55-0. West Washington leads it. I keep getting texts about if we're winning or not, and I feel like I say the score a lot.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah, okay.
A lot more than some people do when you listen to them.
Yeah. When I read up on this 5 or 6 years ago, that's what they said. Rule number 1 is say the yardage and the score as much as you can. It's going to be a completed pass out there to number 8. That is Spiffy Brown on the catch. He's going to get out to the 39-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of, a healthy gain of really about 10 yards. Going to bring up a 3rd down now and a very manageable 6.
And we are down to about 3:20 to go in the ball game.
Well, when they can catch it in bounds and let the clock run, it's
nice.
It tends to get it over faster than the incompletes. Got a guy in the slot on this near side, and they're going to give it to the running back, Browning Sloan, and he's got a really good stiff arm and uses it a few times. And needed 6, got 7. It's going to be 1st and 10. Rock Creek. West Washington defense now just playing for the pride. Anytime you can look up there and you see a 0 on their side of the scoreboard means your defense played really good.
Got a lot of new kids in there on defense.
Jaron Rowe coming in the football game, number 77.
Yeah, a lot of Noah Mars is still, he's in there, freshman. I think Van Cleve's in there, it's a freshman.
Rottenberger's going straight back and thrown, and it's intended for number 21, Anthony Corrales, and he got behind our corner. That was that Dakota Smith still in here? And again, just kind of got caught looking in the backfield. And again, I think he was surprised by the strength of the quarterback's arm, and he was able to throw that off his back foot about 40 yards or so, and almost caught it for a touchdown. 2nd and 10, 2:32 left in the ball game. Corrales comes to this side, split out wide, and flag on the field, and I believe Rock Creek was trying to start just a little bit early.
No, we're calling that on us.
Encroachment on the West Washington Senators, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty, and I think by the time you add them up, this is certainly not going to be our best
No, I think
best
that's
game for that.
11 penalties that's been called on the Senators.
Yeah, that's just too much in any game, especially in this game.
Yeah, and that's what we talked at the beginning. The middle part. And
yeah. 2nd and 5. Ball is on the 27. Roddenberger throws, quick slant, caught by Spiffy. Spiffy's on his feet, runs over a guy at the 10-yard line. He gets inside the 10. He's spotted about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal now, Rock Creek.
Now it's, you don't want them to score. I mean,
right.
I don't care what the score is. I mean, you never want to give up a easy 6, and hopefully we tighten up right here.
Coming out of the ball game, number 50, Austin Cooley. Coming into the ball game, number 54, Mason Guthrie. Rottenberger throws it across the middle, and into the end zone goes Rock Creek. Touchdown, and that might have been Jonathan Browning Sloan on that.
And the West Washington
touchdown.
fans are cheering for Rock Creek for getting in the end zone. Good sportsmanship.
2:03 left here in the ball game, and Rock Creek puts their first score on the board. And it looks like they're going to kick. That's number 1, Jacob Daniel, 5'9", 154 senior. Going to try to put the extra point through the uprights. We get to compare him to Joe the Toe. Quarterback is going to keep it, throw it out in the flat. It's going to be caught there by Kindred Payton, and they're going to go for 2 and get it. And with 2:03 left in the ball game, it's West Washington 55, Rock Creek Academy 8. And we're going to step away here, a word from our sponsor. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM, 1220 AM.
Have you heard?
Whether your old golf injury has flared up, or you overdid it when landscaping, or that summer barbecue left you with a terrible case of heartburn that just won't quit, Baptist Health Medical Group Family Medicine in Salem has the expertise to get you back to doing what you love most. With convenient walk-in appointments available, our providers are focused on exceptional care. Schedule an appointment today by calling 812-883-5501. Baptist Health, healthcare that's centered on
Back here live at Art Sanders Field. Latest update on the Perry Central Springs Valley score in the third quarter. It's Springs Valley 14, Perry Central 14. The Springs Valley team is going to be a tough one to play in the sectional.
Yeah. I hope Rock Creek doesn't try and kick it deep here.
Bobby Stevens back deep for the Senators, and surely they got better things to do than try to kick it deep. Number 2, Kendrick Payton is, I tell you, he's done it all for him tonight, and he's going to kick it away for him. 2:03 left in the ball game. It's 55-8. West Washington leads it.
He's just a freshman. It's impressive.
Yep. And as pointed out, their extra point kicker's right next to him and see if he approaches the ball, but he doesn't. And they're going to try to pooch it, and a great pooch kick. It's going to bounce and caught there by Harrison. Harrison runs backwards first, and he's just going to kneel down after a few seconds. Great coverage, kick coverage there by our kicking team. And Sanford ran around, then just took a knee, and they're going to spot it there to 34, I believe. 1st and 10, West Washington.
I would say you will see Holden's back in. They're going to go victory formation, and he's just going to take a knee.
2 minutes, so that ought to take maybe 3 of them, and we'll be out of here. Good game for the West Washington Senators. Again, one of those games we felt like physically we would take care of business if we just stuck to our guns, and we done that. And the snap, and Bowser goes back down to the 30, and it's going to bring up a second down. Really tough on his average, but that's the sacrifice quarterbacks make. .22 seconds on the play clock, 1:30 left in the game, and West Washington will let them go all the way down inside about 3 seconds, and with just a couple more after this, we'll have it. Again, Rock Creek come in here, played a good football game, and I tell you, that's unnecessary. Spiffy Brown comes off the corner and runs over Hunter Pate for no reason. It's the second time we've seen it this year, and I tell you, there is no spot for that. Again, you can say you're just playing football, but at 55-8 in victory formation, there is no need for it.
And that you let the officials know when you're going into that victory formation. They tell the defense they're taking a knee, it's dead. And obviously they're not paying a bit of attention. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I just I tell you, that's what that does is instead of 55-8, next time you play them, it'll be 112-8. And can you there's a whole plethora of concerns there. You doing nothing but hurting people. It's just needless. Nonetheless, Hunter Pate there was players got in between them quickly. He went to the sideline and asked to take a break, and 15-yard penalty goes forward to the 40, and so now we're looking at a 3rd down and 4. And again, the frustration is probably well and hurt and hard felt there from Rock Creek, but there's no need for that. Ball goes back to the 35 on the Bousman kneel, and now it's 4th down, and we're going to have to punt it away or run an offensive play to try to get to the end of the clock.
I mean, honestly, after what they just did, I would probably try and stick it in
pitch it off to Bobby and see what happens.
Bobby and let him go. I mean, that's just Bush League.
And I thought it was 4th down, but they say it's only 3rd, so I missed one on the penalty. We probably didn't. And Bousman goes down again, and that should be the end of the football game. And it was the clock or the yardage stick had it wrong, and that's going to we're thinking the game's over, but that was 4th down, and they called 1st and 10 Rock Creek, and I don't think it's going to be the end of the ball game. We'll see. That was Holden's fifth, or that was his 4th kneel down, if I was counting right. And
sportsmanlike should have been a 1st down.
That's right.
I mean, that's where it is.
Yeah. Should be 1st down on unsportsmanlike.
But they didn't move the chains for that unsportsmanlike. They call offsetting.
No, there wasn't an offsetting penalty as far as I could tell.
Because that is almost the exact spot where Harrison downed the ball. So they never assessed the penalty.
Anyway, West Washington's defense is back on the field. It's 1st and 10 Rock Creek, 24 seconds left in the ball game, and Coach Bousman is not taking too kindly to the explanation. And nonetheless, I think Rock Creek's going to run an offensive football play. Still getting an explanation to Coach Bousman, and they're going to wind the clock, and this could be the last play of the game. We will see. And Rottenberger is going to take a knee out of the under center, and now I think we're ready to. Still 10 seconds left on the game clock, so we'll see if looks like we're lining up again, and we're going to shake hands. That'll be the end of the football game. West Washington wins 55-8. We're going to step away here. A word from our sponsors. Come back, give some comprehensive stats, and then we will hear from Coach Bousman, I do believe, and we will call a night. You're listening to West Washington Senator Football on WSLM 1220 AM.
The new menu is here at El Camino's in Salem. Stop in for lunch specials during the week from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. starting at $6.95 and get their all-famous and freshly prepared fajitas for only $8.95. Try their new breakfast burritos, the Mexicano, the Ranchero, and the Bigfoot, filled with black beans, rice, cheese, and scrambled eggs, bacon, and chorizo. Plus, find lots of new surprises in the dinner menu. Come by today for lunch or dinner at 403 Main Street in Salem or call for takeout today at 812-586-0199.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. We have a local team of professionals who are able to care for you in your home. Home care speeds the recovery process and allows a person to heal in their own home. Hospice offers symptom management to those facing the last stages of life. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions you have regarding home health care or hospice.
Stain, sole, and static shock. And of course, it's fully warranted by DuPont. So fold up the lawn chair and put the sunscreen away. This carpet sale is too hot to miss. Hurry in before the sun goes down on our very hot summer kickoff sale. It's all happening right now at Bella Martin Store, your authorized Mohawk carpet dealer. We offer free estimates, professional installation, and financing is available. Billy Martin store is located 5 miles south of Pekin on Highway 335 in the heart of downtown Martinsburg. Or feel free to give us a call at 967-3